Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Well, in between the first video, I had to run down to the farmer's market in downtown San Ramon. And the time that I walked to my car and walked back, we had two of the biggest deluges that we've had all day today. So if I looked a little bit like a wet rat, that's why. Somebody who else is needing a bucket of cold water dumped on him would be Elon Musk. He seems to be he's very unhappy that there's watchdog groups pointing out all the anti-Semitism on his X platform, formerly known as Twitter, and he wants to bring a thermonuclear lawsuit against one of these watchdog groups. In particular, this one's called Media Matters. He's also sued another one called the Center for Countering Digital Hate. So Musk, if you might have seen this in the news, he endorsed a post. A post went up on Twitter that he later endorsed. The post itself, not written by Musk, but written by somebody else, said, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. And the post pushed the Great Replacement theory, or the claim that Jewish people want to bring non-white, undocumented people into Western countries to reduce the influence of whites in the countries. Musk responded to that post, "You have said the actual truth." Okay, so Elon Musk, it's out there now. He tried to backtrack and clarify his post, saying that he was singling out the Anti-Defamation League as unjustly attacking the majority of the West, despite the majority of the West supporting Jewish people in Israel. That's his backup. Too late, buddy. This person wasn't talking about the Anti-Defamation League. They were talking about Jewish communities, and you gave them two big thumbs up. So Media Matters reported on the advertising of major brands appearing next to pro-Nazi content on the platform. So the following brands paused their advertising on Twitter, and that includes Comcast, Paramount Global, Warner Brothers, the Walt Disney Corporation, Apple, and Lionsgate. So even the White House joined those condemning the amplification of anti-Semitic tropes. So here we go, Elon. What is up with you, dude? You know, I'm sorry that one of your rockets blew up this weekend. I hope you guys figure that one out. It would be nice to have more ability to do things in space. But your attitudes, the cat says no, your attitudes are abhorrent. So what's going on with Elon? What's Elon's feeling with the Jewish community? Why does he have such an axe to grind with the Jewish community? Entertainment purposes only. I think he just views them as they've got the good life, you know. They've got all the money, they've got all the nice things, and they call the shots as far as that goes. They're sitting back there with money, and again, that falls under that trope that, you know, the Jewish guys are the bankers and the money lenders, and, you know, they charge incredibly high interest rates and stuff like that. It's just all this anti-Semitism, and Elon's just falling right into the stereotypes. I mean, Elon himself, well, he had a lot of money. He probably still, relative to the average person in the population, has a crap ton of money, just not as much as he did before. But that's his own damn fault. Maybe with the Anti-Defamation League and other people supporting Israel, they have a fighting chance at beating back all the stereotypes. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't want them to beat back. He wants them to be like under his boot. Like he thinks they're lesser than him. Maybe he thinks they don't deserve the money that they have, and he does because he worked hard for it. It's a conspiracy theory. He looks for these conspiracy theories. And that one resonated with him, which is a really interesting thing if we just stop and think about it for a second. Here's this guy who, through incredible opportunities, and probably not due to a minor amount of intelligence on his part, has put himself in a position where he became fantastically wealthy. And he feels inferior to Jewish people, to the point where he feels that he has to push them down. Why? What's underneath all this? Why does he feel so inferior to these people? Hopefully this reading will show it out. Right now, it just seems to be focused on money and material goods. In the past, we've got disappointment. Maybe his life isn't working. When your life isn't working out the way you want it to, especially with X getting the snot kicked out of it and advertisers are going away. This could also be, if I simplify this just could be the advertisers and that these watchdog groups are fighting and the advertisers are walking away and he's losing money and he's losing influence. Maybe that's all it is that he's looking at these advertisers and the anti-Semitism as a way that he's losing influence. And he bought X to be an influential platform to champion his ideas. And maybe he just merely views the Anti-Defamation League and these watchdog groups as annoyances that are getting in the way of his evil plots. That could be it as well. So now he's going to try the lawsuit. Here he is coming with the lawsuits. Yeah, I think that's what this is going on here. He's not really worried about the Jewish people per se. He's worried about the advertisers and how these watchdog groups are beating off the advertisers. That didn't sound right. They are warning the advertisers, and the advertisers are heeding the warning. I think that's what I meant to say. This isn't one of the quickies. This is the normal one. Okay, so the advertisers are heeding, so he's upping the stakes. He's going to bring a lawsuit, the thermonuclear lawsuit. And overarching, it's about the money and the money going away. He is hemorrhaging cash at X. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. As Sterling would say, this guy, Elon Musk, is so far out of his lane that nothing that Elon wants to do with Twitter is working out the way he wants it to work out. And he's hemorrhaging cash. So somehow he thinks that he can bully and threaten his way like Trump does with a lawsuit, and maybe that'll give the advertisers pause from listening to these watchdog groups and leaving, so that Elon doesn't get the big feels anymore and money can come back in. Lesson to be learned is the star card. Elon hasn't figured out yet the downside of being the star, the one-man show. He hasn't figured out the downside yet. How freaking immature can you be? This is, kind of a Jewish star here too. When somebody posts up anti-Semitism and you say, you've pretty much summed it up, all eyes are on you. Nobody cares what idiot, what incel put up that post about Jewish people and anti-Semitism. Nobody cares. That's just nobody. That's some freaking troll in their parents' basement or in their trailer or, in some dark apartment somewhere. Some miserably unhappy person. But Elon, if Elon says the same thing, all of a sudden people are paying attention. So what Elon's not getting is that he is the problem. It's not the watchdog groups. It's him. He wanted right-wing people to come to his channel to Twitter, so that he could make money and amplify his message. And the folks on the right are really good at taking whatever you tell them and just never fact-checking it. So he could influence them greatly. The problem is they brought their anti-Semitism with them, and Elon didn't count on losing the advertisers, losing the money part of it. He figured that, if you get a bunch of eyeballs on it, the advertisers won't care. The advertisers care. And he can't figure that out. So instead of adjusting the way he's doing things, the man baby throws a lawsuit. The outcome is the Lover's card. That's interesting. Will the lawsuit be settled? If the watchdog groups have some form of liability. They might settle with him out of court or something along those lines. I don't see it, though, because I don't think that they've done anything wrong. So this may not be the lawsuit. I think what this might be is, this is the company that you keep. And we are now seeing Elon Musk for who he really is. You know, he tries to represent himself as this great entrepreneur, this visionary, but he's also an anti-Semite. And he's married himself to these right-wing fringe groups. You know what it also is? These are the Elon Musk fanboys. And he's so used to being adored, having a group of people adore him, that he doesn't know how to handle when people are pushing back. He just trolls them. So in some ways, he's like Donald Trump in that regard. He doesn't seem to have much of a sense of humor. He just trolls people. That's what he's really good at. He's a very intelligent, wealthy troll. Where do I want to go with that? It's going to connect the fanboys on from Tesla. So Tesla kind of set the whole stage. That's what I want to go with. Back in the day, when Tesla was trying to come up with the Tesla based on the Lotus platform, their first electric vehicle, there were lots of delays and a lot of promises that they made, or ideas like, well, it'll get 300 miles and you'll travel faster than the speed of light, that type of thing, that they couldn't meet. Engineering things they couldn't overcome. What Elon did was basically go to the investors and admit it, that we're behind, we can't do the things we promised. And then he gave them like daily or weekly updates. No, software updates. We increased the range from 220 miles to 250 miles. And that level of transparency resonated with some people. Now, some investors didn't like that because you promised us 300 miles. But for the other people, he came across as real and transparent and honest. And the American people, generally speaking, like real, honest, transparent people. They like to know where they stand. And you've got the head of this company, who's a billionaire or so at that point, just being honest with them. Hey, people, we overpromised and now we're trying to deliver, and gave them updates. So they felt like they were part of the team. And that's why he has such a fiercely devout group of supporters, because he showed that transparency. With X, he wanted to expand that group to, and again, the Musk fanboys, they take no criticism of him whatsoever. Doesn't that sound like Trump and his MAGA crowd? It's exactly the same thing. So that's kind of what Elon's dealing with. And now he tried to expand it into Trump's crowd, and he got, he gets all the baggage that comes with it, and he doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to deal with the consequences of it. So he's a 7 of cups. He only sees the good stuff and he ignores the bad stuff. That's the short version of my rambling explanation here. Anyway, how's Elon's lawsuit going to work out? Well, there we go. Going to the courts. There you go. There's Elon with his lover's card again. I still don't know if that could be a settlement. It's possible. Oh, there's the Jewish people again. And longing for the good old days. There he is again with his plan. I guess this maybe has always been a plan of his, that if he couldn't get the advertisers back, he was planning on going to the courts with it. He's gonna sue for a ton of money. Maybe he's hoping he's gonna get a settlement or retraction on this, so that it could be like the good old days where he was boy genius and he had the golden cup and could do no wrong. He's delusional. Honestly, he's delusional. He thinks that going to the courts and making a bunch of noise in the courts is going to undo the damage that's been done with regards to the advertisers. And he blames the damage on the watchdog groups, not on the people posting up the anti-Semitic posts, not on him amplifying the anti-Semitic posts. He blames the watchdog groups, the referees, the ones that are pointing out, hey, you might want to look at that. That's probably distasteful. Doesn't want to be woke, doesn't want to be told what to do. There's Elon in a nutshell, right? Doesn't want to be told what to do, which is why he always breaks all the rules, because he can. All right. Will this case be dismissed, or Elon lose this case? Is Elon going to lose this case? This case is going to be dismissed. There's going to be money. He's going after the money. There's his planning again. Huge disappointment. Okay, here we go. And burden. And the case is going to move on. He's going for the money, but there's going to be rulings that he doesn't like. Rulings that go against him. His plans aren't working out because there's rulings going against him that makes his burden of proof extremely difficult. It's possible with those lever cards he settles with the watchdog groups, but it's going to be something that's not that big a deal to the watchdog groups. It won't involve any money. It'll just be that, the watchdog group will just have to say that, this is our opinion of things, and they have to. It's like they'll have to put some type of disclaimer and water down their recommendations. Maybe they're being overbearing. It could be that the watchdog group is being overbearing to the advertisers, and then they have to back off a little bit. I don't think it's going to be anything more severe than that. But if Elon's thinking he's going to get money or financial relief or anything like that, it's not going to happen until Elon stops being a piece of garbage. Oh, okay. Let's ask that. Oscar the Grouch. What's it going to take? Well, what's the lesson Elon... There we go. What's the lesson Elon's supposed to learn from this diversion into Twitter? I was going to ask, what's it going to take for Elon to find some morality, but that may never happen. To find that being anti-Semite is a bad idea. That may never happen. Instead, let's look at it this way. What spiritual lesson is Elon supposed to be learning from this whole Twitter advertiser fiasco that's going on for him? He's got to expand his heart and mind with his actions. He's so contracted right now. He's in his tight little world, and he's isolated himself in his world where he's the king, Lord God, emperor, and everybody loves and adores him. And that's what he's supposed to learn, is to get out of that. That there's a whole big world out there with people with different opinions, and those different opinions are every bit as valid as his opinions are. And there's nothing you can do to stop people from having their opinions and the consequences of your actions. The chariot. So what do you got? He's worked hard. He's made a lot of money. He's become fantastically wealthy. But I think when he's got that wealth, instead of progressing towards being like a philanthropist, he's gone the opposite direction. He's trying to hold on to his money now, especially because he's lost so much of it. The thing he was supposed to learn from this is he's losing his path on being a visionary and, walking his own path and blazing a trail for people to follow. He's falling into a rut. Instead of blazing into a trail, blazing new trails, he's fallen into ruts and he's stuck in a rut. There's that car that he needs better. Basically, he needs better friends and better allies, better business partners. He could have been such a great philanthropist if he had chosen to do so. And it may not be too late for him, but he's going to need some help. He worked hard, blaze a trail, bring people along, be a philanthropist, do the good things. But right now he's stuck. He's stuck and he can't do these things. He's with bad company. He's losing money instead of making money. And instead of blazing a path forward, he's stuck in a rut. And the cherry card is he's stuck. Or this could be his life path is moving on without him. That's That's the scariest thing. His life path may be continuing without him being on it, which could mean that he could get totally lost and, life might reset on him, or he's got a lot of catching up to do once he figures it out. And instead of, being able, it's kind of like surfing on a wave. Instead of, riding the crest of the wave and having a really good time enjoying the view and everything, he's paddling furiously trying to catch up to the wave. And if he decides that it's not worth it, there may not be another wave for him to ride to the shore. Okay, that's enough energy on Elon. Thank you, everyone, for supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your likes and shares and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to new viewers. To those new viewers, I hope you found this reading enlightening and insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.